with that Illuminati mess. Paparazzi, catch my fly and my cocky fresh. Negro with that Creole, make a Texas Bama. I like my baby hair with baby hair and afro. I like my Negro nose with Jackson 5 nostrils. I got hot sauce in my bag. Swag.
Hello, beautiful people of YouTube. It's Kayse from Teaching on Less, and I am so glad you're here today, as every day. Today's video is all about why I decided to stay being a teacher. I've had so many requests for a video or just an explanation on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you can click on the link below down in the description bar. And please, if you love my videos, subscribe to this channel where you can find all kinds of information about teaching. And I'm going to do better because it's the summertime, so next week I have another video coming up, and it will be all about what's in my teacher bag. So let's go ahead and get right into why I decided to be a teacher again. As some of you know, I resigned from my teaching job a couple weeks before the end of school. I guess it was probably around spring break, which was about March. And I sat down with my principal, one of the hardest things I've had to do, and decided, told her how much I appreciated her giving me the opportunity to become a teacher, and it has been such a blessing. And I teared up a little bit, which I don't do because I'm not a crier at all, but I told her, thank you for the opportunity, and it's been such a blessing, like I said, but I'm going to do Teachers Pay Teachers full time, and it's something I love and I enjoy, and it's something I want to try, because I was afraid that if I didn't, then I would always kind of look back and wish I would have. Well, as the days went on, I started to regret my decision. It just didn't feel right on the inside, and I had an event that really made me decide, okay, Kayse, this is not the right decision for you. If you are on Facebook and we are friends, which we are not right now because I deleted my Facebook, but I will have it up again and running before the TPT conference. If you've seen my videos, you know I hate Facebook. I hate Facebook. So in a small town where I live, everyone loves to know your business, and I just prefer my business not to be out there. And in the summer, I like to spend quality time with my kids and my family and not be constantly bombarded with all the different social media options. However, I'm always on Instagram. So, but if you were on Facebook with me and a member of our group, Wallflowers, maybe? It changed its name. It's like Think Tank or something. I don't know. But I posted in there, so you may already know what I'm going to say. But I left school one afternoon, like always, whenever the buses were loaded. And one of my students that, she just is so special to me. She's a great kid. It was the Friday before Mother's Day, and I always stay in the hallway, and we have buses that leave about 30 minutes after our kids are released for pickup. We're on a tiered bus system, so we are the last stop. That's why we have to wait so long for our buses to get there. And it was the last group of kids that was leaving, and this student, which of course she'll remain nameless, came up to me and she hugged me, and she was like, "Miss Morris, just want to tell you, because I know I won't see you before Sunday, I love you, and happy Mother's Day." I was like, "All right, love you too. See you next week. Thank you so much." Well, about, I guess, 40 minutes later, we received an email, and I'd been getting a bunch of phone calls, but I'm the world's worst about answering my phone, especially if I'm in the middle of a conversation. So it was like, please pray for these students who are involved in a horrible accident. And my heart sank, as it always does when we hear news like that, but, I didn't know who the students were, but then I realized that all the phone calls that I had been missing were from people from the school, and it kind of hit me like, oh my goodness, these are some of my students. What happened is the student that told me she loved me and Happy Mother's Day got on a bus, went to the high school where her sister goes to school, and got in the car with her sister to leave. Well, as they were leaving, they stopped at a stop sign and were going to turn, and when they did, they pulled out in front of another school bus, and the school bus hit them, T-boned them in the side, and ejected my student from the car, and her sister was critically injured and had to be life-flighted to Savannah, which is it's the nearest trauma unit to us because we live in such a rural part of South Georgia. I can never say that word, rural. Heard once that if you sing it, it helps you say it. Okay, so her sister had to be life-flighted. Well, another situation was that one of the students that was on the school bus was in the very front, was also my student. Now, so two of my students were in the hospital, in the emergency room, one with stitches everywhere, one with a broken arm, possibly a broken pelvis. Sister had to have reconstructive surgery all on the side of her face to build her face back. She's just as beautiful as always, by the way. But I got to the hospital and I was a mess for one. Listen, like I said, I'm not an emotional person at all. But when it comes to my kids that I birthed and my kids that I teach, I can't handle. Can't handle abuse. I can't handle somebody being, involved in some sort of tragedy. I can't take it, and I get like super, probably blubbery mess emotional. But when I got to that hospital and saw that both of my kids were okay, I gotta tell them I loved them, and I know that's weird, but I love my students. I had a few people that day at the hospital say, you really shouldn't not be a teacher. You love these kids so much. And I got home that night and I told my husband, I said, I can't do it. I don't know if I can quit being a teacher. And my husband was like, well, don't. So another thing about the student that was in the school bus was that she was also involved in another tragic accident right before Christmas time. And her boyfriend and her have a baby together. And they had gone somewhere for for Christmas break, the first week of Christmas break. Wait, it might have been Thanksgiving. Christmas break. They had gone to see some family out of state. And her boyfriend was of age to drive, and one of their relatives had just gotten a new motorcycle. And they asked if they could take it out. Well, her boyfriend and her got on the motorcycle. They left, and when they did, she was on the back, he was on the front, and she had her arms around him, and she whispers something in his ear, and he kind of turns to look at her, and when he does, he veers off into another lane and gets hit head on. They both get hit head on by a SUV of some sort. I'm not sure what kind. And her boyfriend didn't make it, and she did, but she is a walking miracle, and she had to have, I don't even know how many bones were broken. I could go on the whole list of things that happened to her and all the things that she's done in her recovery and how amazing it is to have her back in the classroom. I got to teach her in 6th grade as well as 8th grade, and she was in my homeroom, so it's just been it's been a wonderful year because we have been so blessed, but it's been really hard for me as a teacher to put on my happy face and go to work and not be upset about some of the things that, when I have to see my other 100 kids that I teach and explain things to them. So I knew in my heart I couldn't do it. And those were the affirmations that I needed to know, like, get yourself out of it, Kayse. You love this too much. So enough with the sadness. Again, if you don't notice, I teach 8th grade ELA, and I absolutely feel like this is what I'm always supposed to do. I hate when I say that. I am on TBT and I sell, lots of ELA middle school stuff, but I also have a passion for history as well as my husband does and all my boys do. So I sell a lot of social studies, famous people units, K through 5. That's what the majority of my store is about, but I do teach 8th grade ELA. And this next year, I kind of have this new passion and love and excitement, which is so exciting about teaching. And I cannot wait for August because I have just all of these, my brain is just, it's like Pinterest times a billion. Pinterest, I have a love-hate relationship with you because I love you, but I hate you because you take away so much of my time. You make me feel like I'm craftier than I am. And when it comes down to it, I am not crafty. But I'm trying to be, and I'm going to decorate my classroom this year in a way that is very, very, let's see how I want to put this. It's all about the students. It's not about me anymore. It's not about, the love that I have. It's about how we're going to work through this together. So I've decided to go 100% flexible seating. Oh, there's a cardinal that just flew by. Okay. I always heard that if you have cardinals in your yard, that it's somebody that you love, like telling you hello. This is like the saddest video ever. OMG, I am so sorry. Why? I am not. Please, if you come to my session in Orlando, we will not be talking about sad stuff. Okay. So, what was I talking about? Oh, I'm going to go to 100% flexible seating. Now, no one that I am aware of in the county that I teach in has done this, which seems like so Stone Age, but that's what happens when you live in South Georgia. So, I'm going to try it, and I haven't asked my principal, so Miss Barry, can I do 100% flexible seating? I'm guessing this is okay. Okay. All right. So, by the way, when I went and asked for my job back, it was pretty hilarious. I was like, hey, can I meet you in your office like ASAP? And she says, sure, I'm about to leave, but you can come on by. And I sat down and I was like, so, hypothetically speaking, what would happen if I asked you for my job back? And she got to laughing. She was like, well, hypothetically speaking, if you wanted it, you could have it back. And I was like, yes. So that worked out wonderfully. But, all right, 100% flexible seating. So I have been to Goodwill, yes, and Ollie's. Have any of you ever heard of an Ollie's? Didn't know it existed. But about an hour from where I live, there is an Ollie's that I went, and it is, I saw somebody on Facebook mention it for like classroom rugs and stuff. I mean, it is amazing. It's all clearance stuff that came as like overstock or something like that. So if you've never been to Ollie's, go there. I'll show you guys, I'll insert a picture here of some chairs that I got from there that I'm going to be using for my flexible seating. They only had 4, and I'm super sad about them, but they were $4 each. So I picked those up. I've been yard selling and Goodwilling like a mother, and have found, currently I have 16 chairs for my flexible seating. I bought a couch at Goodwill for $39, and it is beautiful, minus the pattern, but it was $39. I mean, what can I say? I'm gonna get a slip cover for it, and I am going with like citrusy, teal, navy colors. Does that make any sense? I feel like it should make sense, but that's what I'm going for. Of course, as always, I will be very, very light heavy in my room. I do not turn the lights on ever in my classroom. You can ask my students, except during standardized testing, that they were very upset about because they wanted to have the lights off like always, but I definitely wanted to, make sure every student had an equal shot at their testing, whatever. So, anyways, sorry, my phone rang. I had to stop the video. But flexible seating, I've got end tables. I have the coolest, like this is my most favorite accessory that I've bought, is a drafting table, like an old art table that I found at a little hole-in-the-wall antique place that I live, and got 3 stools with it. So I have no idea if this whole flexible seating thing is gonna look good or if it's gonna look trashy, but we're gonna try. Thank you for watching my video on why I decided to stay being a teacher. I hope that it may have encouraged some of you if you're having those feelings inside of should I stay or should I go. It was never about the money for me, and it was never about, oh, I'm making this much money on TPT and I can quit my job because, I'm making this. And although for my husband, we did talk about that, but that's never really what it was about. It was about following my passion, and I think that if you follow your passion and follow your heart, you'll never go wrong. So that's my sappy love story. I will be shooting a video on what's in my teacher bag. If I'm feeling great, I'll shoot it tomorrow. Probably won't happen because I only wear makeup once a week during the summer, and I've already got it on for today. So unless I feel like taping it this afternoon, then it probably won't happen. For those of you that are enrolled in my Entrepreneur Photography School, we are on week 4. Things are going great. If you're interested, please email me at kaysemorris@gmail.com, and I will tell you a lot more about Entrepreneur Photography School. Love you guys. I hope to see some of you in Orlando. While we're on a sad, sappy note, please pray for, if you do that sort of thing, for all those people that lost loved ones in Orlando this week. I know that the total, I think, is at 49 of people that lost their life. And also pray for the family of the man that, did all these crimes. I think about them a lot, and I think, I know there is no way to ever express to the families that lost loved ones the grief and the sorrow that you feel for them. But in addition to them as well, the people that have to deal with what their son did or what their husband did, my heart feels for them as well, because they've lost a loved one, and on top of that, they're having to deal with drama that was unwanted. And I just pray for all of those families, those that were hurt. One of my really good friends that I graduated with worked for Disney for years, and he actually works on Disney cruises, lost a good friend, and super sad and super horrible tragedy for America. In addition, the voice singer that lost her life really has struck me hard. I just don't understand the cruelty and the hatefulness. It's not ever something I've been a part of. Everyone laughs at me and says that I'm definitely a hippie at heart, and I'm all about love. I don't know if there's a hateful bone in my body. I will try my best to do what's good and what's right. So please pray for all those people. And in addition to that, Orlando has also seen tragedy with a 2-year-old. As a mom to 3 boys, that's pretty rough too, and I know that they have not found him yet, but pray that he has returned to his family, and that I know that miracles happen, that he is safe and out of harm's way when it comes to being taken by an alligator during a family event. So horrible things happening in Orlando, but I sure hope that when we go to Orlando in the coming weeks, we're going to have a blast. And although these tragedies have shook us as a nation, they are not going to define us, and we are going to push forward and enjoy ourselves and have loads of fun, lots of laughter. Please come join me for my session. It is called Yes, You Can Make Videos. It will be from 9:30 to 10:45 on both days. I am session TW03 on Wednesday, and on Thursday I am session TT03. Yes, TT03 as well. I am excited to say that I have hundreds of teachers signed up for my session already. Over 300 people. Woo! Mind-blowing. Like, I can't even believe it. And I hope there's even more to come. So if you can get there a little bit early, we're going to have lots of fun. We're going to have a video booth set up. We're going to be broadcasting live in my session. I'm going to be doing a vlog of the whole week to share with you guys on YouTube. And if you get there a day early, make sure to attend the Cool Kids Meet and Greet. We have over 100 teachers signed up to be there, and we have 16 TPT employees that will be joining us for the Cool Kids Meet and Greet. And you can find out more information about that if you want to email me again at kaysemorris@gmail.com. I will send over the link and the information. We need you to go ahead and get signed up for that so we can finalize all of our details. Can't wait to see you. Cannot wait to meet some of you. Let's selfie it out. I'm bringing a selfie stick, and my husband is so embarrassed because he's like, I'm not even going to talk to you when you have that. So I'm bringing a selfie stick to take pictures of all of my friends. We get by with a little help from our friends. So see you in the coming weeks, and I can't